Everyone, welcome to this fireside chat with W. O'Brien, who is a principal technical manager at Microsoft. We're going to talk about future of automation, Playwright, and a bunch of other things, and pick our brains around how to see envision the future of automation, including the popularity of Playwright, and how it's gaining so much of popularity here. So, welcome, Debbie. Thank you so much for doing this for us
Thanks.
and being kind in more than one ways to us at multiple times. So, Debbie, let's get straight into the business. I want to start with programming, okay? And automation was sold as a silver bullet to a lot of people initially, that okay, automation can solve your testing career problems. But due to hard dependency on programming, which is now largely being democratized by AI, how do you see this impacting automation roles? The impact of programming democratization on automation, how do you see this happening?
That's a very full-on question to start off with, but let's just dive right in. We're all AI focused at the moment. Everything, the world has gone AI crazy. So let's just take a step back a bit. Let's kind of understand like what was going on, what was happening, right? So you were originally creating a website, for example, and a lot of people were just pushing code and still are just pushing code to the internet. And I don't know if you've ever used a website, it just doesn't work. And you're like, get so frustrated. And then you move on, you buy something somewhere else, you lose a customer, and you'll probably never go back to that website again, or you might not. So testing became part of something that, we need to test our applications. We need to check that the code that we're writing is viable, is good, etc. So how do we do that? Well, sometimes what people were doing, and people still are, there's still some companies out there who do manual testing, and they come along and they get a website and they basically manually click. I used to do this in one of the companies I worked in, right? Where every Friday we basically would click on everything, test the website, and just file bugs. That was testing, right? And some companies are still doing that today. And then
Correct,
software was made better. Everything just became better in the world. And
correct,
tools like, obviously there were others before them, but tools like Playwright help with eliminating the manual need for clicking everything and taking in the browser automation. So now writing some code,
correct,
Playwright can come along and click and do all that for you, fill out that form, check that that whole functionality works. And every time you make that code change, it's already done.
correct.
So not all companies are there yet. Some people are still not testing. Some people are still doing manual testing, and some people are doing automation testing and have an amazing workflow. And then we come along and we throw AI in on top of everything. And AI is going to solve all your problems, right? And
Yeah,
it's not, but people wanted to because they have so many problems when it comes to their website, when it comes to developing, when it comes to testing, right? So, how do we get all our website tested? We'll just get AI to do it, bang. And then it's like, you've got it all done. So, where are we going with this? I don't think anyone really knows. Nobody has a very good idea, a very good workflow. We're testing things out, we're creating things, we're building things, and we're trying our best to make the creation of tests easier. And we've seen with things like GitHub Copilot, for example, where you're writing your test and it's writing tests for you, and it's literally like it knows what you want to write. It's seeing one test and it kind of just goes with the flow of the other code and starts writing that test for you. And then we've seen the new thing, which is the MCP servers. And now we've got all this on top of it, which is basically people are, trying to, like MCP, if you don't know what it is the model protocol. And basically what's that doing is it's taking the LLMs, it's giving them powers to open a browser. So now AI can open a browser, right? And the Playwright MCP was released not even a week ago. And it's already like gone through the roof. So what can we
yeah,
do with this? Can we get the AI to write better tests? Because at the moment, the problem with AI is that it doesn't have all the good code to be relied on. It's trained on
correct,
code out there, but not all the code is good. So
correct,
we're going to have problems where and I've seen a lot of people using AI to write tests, and all the tests are
correct,
terrible.
correct.
What do we call a terrible test? So a very flaky test example is that the AI is using XPath or CSS to write all your locators, all your selectors. So this sounds good because the test works. You can ship it to production, everything works, it's great. What happens when you modify the code, when you change the front end, when you change the design, the styling of the website, which we do all the time in front end? all your tests are going to break, and then you're going to say, it's okay, I'll just get the AI to fix it. Maybe not, but you're adding another problem onto your stack. And so we have to be very clever, and we have to think about how can we improve the AI, the knowledge of the AI, so that it can write good tests. And I think we've done a very good job in Playwright at the moment with our MCP, Model Context Protocol. And that basically is using the accessible area tree, right? So it's able to, like, check and see what's on the HTML page and compare it. So you could basically then go along and make a change. So using AI, let's use GitHub Copilot in agent mode in VS Code, for example, and VS Code Insiders is available, and get it to take a task, take issue number 45, and go ahead and do all the task, right? And that's what people are going to be doing. People are just going to say, here, Copilot, go do the work. Copilot's going to do the work, and we watch over it. We say, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Keep going. Yeah, great. Go along. Change this. Do that. Right? We, iterate over it. And then we've got this this great task finished. But now, how can we compare that the two are, the before and after is how it is? And that's where, like, MCPs are doing a great job. And you have a Figma MCP, for example, where you could compare visually to where Playwright can go in and compare using the vision tag, or you can compare the accessible tree. So maybe it made a change, and it can say, oh, I see in this change, a H1, the title of a H1 is now being changed to a H2. That's an important change that I want to know about. So I can basically then say, oh, I think, well, the AI went wrong. They shouldn't have changed that that level of the heading, right? So using the accessible tree, using that is very important. So there's so much to talk about, and there's so much to go into, and there's so much to test out, to try out. And we're only learning from the community and from our users of what people are using this for, what people are expecting, what people want to gain from it. I know the idea of everyone is to do as little work as possible and have great websites that are fully tested. That's the goal, right? And that's what the companies want to do, pay nobody and have everything done. But that doesn't work in reality. So there's still a lot of work to be done, I think, in the AI world. There's a lot of work in the testing world. I see testing at the moment just getting so much attention, which is great, because before, testing was like this thing that, like, if you had time, you could, like, maybe write a test, but it's not something that you're going to do all the time. And now testing is like the core. It's really important to businesses, especially with AI writing some code for you. You need to make sure that your apps are being tested. And there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of improvements to be made, but it's exciting. I think it's really exciting what we can do to help improve the code of the web.
Got it. Understood. Really, the development happening, and I saw the popularity of the MCP getting off the roof. Yeah, it's getting
It's just like crazy. It's just went up like that, like 3K stars in less than a week. It's like, what?
Yeah.
We could never have imagined that people wanted this or needed this or are using it, and the community surprised us by taking it on board. I would love to know what on earth they're all using it for. What are they doing? What are they building? What are they creating? I want to see it all.
Yeah, nice. Talking about AI and talking about more AI integrations like MCP, etc. So, kind of a weird question, but I wanted to ask this, right? Playwright is backed by Microsoft now. OpenAI is also being backed by Microsoft. So, can we expect, let's say, in future, maybe years down the line, 1 year down the line? Years is a long time when it comes to AI, right? 1 year down the line, a few months down the line. Can we expect a very advanced AI integration here in Playwright with the kind of internal support it has from Microsoft and the kind of backing Microsoft has for both OpenAI and Playwright?
What kind of what are you thinking?
Let's say no. I'm just thinking top of my mind. Nothing specific as this, because both companies are being backed by Microsoft, OpenAI, and Playwright. Is there something which we can see at a deeper level integration between the both of them? Because OpenAI is as popular, Playwright is getting more popular. So maybe put in something. Are there any thoughts on this, or it's still too early to call?
Absolutely no idea. I mean, like, at the moment, everything is moving so fast, and we are like, in our work itself, we were rebranded as the division of core AI. So our
Okay.
core is AI. That's what we're focused on, is AI. And every tool, everything that we can bring into to the community, to the world, if we can somehow and it sounds terrible if we could somehow add AI to it. It's not about that, but it's about how can we leverage AI's powers to make this tool not just better, because the tool maybe is great, but make the tool more AI friendly, to be able to do things that we don't even know what we want the people that are using it to do, right, to achieve or to accomplish, because we're just giving the people the tools. They're then
Uh,
using that tool to do whatever. So I don't know, that would probably, OpenAI would have to come and say, oh, we're thinking about doing this, and then like Playwright can do it. At the moment, the MCP for Playwright basically just allows the AI agent, or the LLM, the large language model, to open a browser and click and hover, do all the kind of things that a user would do in the browser, right? And that's something that was not possible. So collaborations, who knows? I cannot answer that. But we try and collaborate, obviously, internally with as many of the tools as possible, like GitHub. Um, and yeah, I don't know. AI it's just gone crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy fast. Like I've never seen something just move so
yeah,
fast.
it's like a revolution now, right? It's like almost like a revolution which happened in automation a few decades back, and not I'm not just talking about software automation. I'm talking about industrial automation, like cars being made
Mhm.
automatically or machines being made automatically. So this is like a revolution now, and it's changing so much of things around us, right? So it's just crazy, like
Yeah.
you say.
Yes. It's
Uh,
hard to keep up.
yeah, very hard to keep up. I have so many newsletters subscribed about AI, and each
Yeah.
day, so many developments happening around AI. It's just overwhelming to keep up
And
with it.
And every time I open an app, there's this new little icon and it's AI, and I'm
Yeah,
clicking it going, why are you there? And what is your purpose? And what are you meant to be doing? You've just appeared out of nowhere for no reason.
yeah, yeah,
Explain to me why you're there. So yeah,
yeah.
every company's just throwing AI on, because if not, they're just not the cool company, right? So it's kind of like you got to jump on the hype train just to be in with the game, right?
Got it. Again, I want to ask a very non-obvious question to you.
hmm
What are some of the open challenges in Playwright which you see currently? And uh, considering its popularity and kind of feedback you must be getting, you must be seeing a lot of challenges. Okay, that these are things to be improved. And what's the plan, let's say, to address them in the next few months or so?
Open challenges. Well, so before there was a lot of companies and people that wanted Cucumber and BDD. That was a challenge for us to try and implement that. And I can kind of see us going away from that, because AI seems to have taken over that role. I don't know. I'm
Correct.
not saying that, that's a dead area. I'm just seeing that the focus is kind of like, maybe there's another way of doing it. Maybe we can achieve that same thing differently. Another challenge is mobile, right? A lot of companies want Playwright for mobile. They want to use Playwright all for everything,
Oh,
and we
got it.
don't have that support. How can we improve that? Well, we can, I don't know, try our best and, like, see if we can do something, but it's not an easy task. So um, the main thing is that what we always do is listen to the community. So, and I always say this to people on in all my talks, etc. Like, upvote issues, create issues, tell us what you need in Playwright. And if someone already has said that they need this, upvote it, because we will go along there and see, wow, like the most upvoted issue right now is mobile. So we have to, like, think about that. Like, this is what people want. How can we improve this? How can we make this happen? Can AI help us do that? I don't know. But that's yeah, the challenges are, I guess the biggest challenge is doing everything the community want,
Yeah,
because we can't always do it. We can't always focus our attention in every area, because we're just a
yeah,
small team, and it's just not possible. So yeah, there's a lot of challenges, and we'll I would love to say we're gonna, like, do everything that everyone wants, but it'll take time.
got it. Understood. I think this would be my last or second last question, Debbie. Uh, let's say what is the one top I'll divide this question into two parts, okay? One's for senior leaders like test directors, VPs, managers, etc. What is the one top suggestion, only one, which you will give to test directors, test architects, test managers, VPs in the wake up call with AI? So What's the top suggestion when you say in context to AI for testing for the top leaders in testing?
Can you repeat that? What's the top?
I mean, one top suggestion in context to use of AI in testing to the top leaders in testing, let's say test managers, test architects. What's your one top thought to them?
Like, what would I say to them?
Yeah, what should they be doing, let's say, to prepare with this AI burst which is coming around us?
I think it's very important to train the staff towards the AI era, right? I know a lot of developers, a lot of testers are kind of fighting the AI because they're worried about losing jobs, right? So they're
Yeah,
very much like, I don't want to be replaced, so I better not learn AI, because if I learn it, it's going to be faster than me. Then I'll realize it's better than me, and then I'm just not gonna I'm gonna be like made redundant or feel upset or not, that I'm not good enough. And I think that's the wrong way of thinking, because I think if you embrace the AI, if you embrace the powers and start to use it to your advantage, you'll actually realize that you can actually get a hell of a lot more done. So it means you can
yeah,
focus in
yeah,
better areas. And it's really what it's doing is it's taking the tedious, boring tasks away, or the ones that maybe you're not so good at. For example, maybe you're not good at CSS, and instead of you learning all the CSS and trying to upskill as fast as possible, maybe AI can help you in those areas, because maybe in your application the CSS is not that important and you just need some sort of basic, like, demo kind of applications, and you need some basic CSS, right? But learning how it works and learning how you can use it to improve your job and improve everything, and especially in the testing scene, how can you write better tests? How can you write more tests? How can you ensure that your application is fully tested? And I think leaders have to help their the people who are working for them, the testers or the software developers. Leaders need to help them in just basic, like, training and showing them that this is important. We want you to take this on. We want you to use this, and we don't and encourage them. We don't want you to be afraid of this. I don't know. It needs to be a little bit of like empathy as well for people, because people
yeah,
are worried and people are scared. And I think they're, so in one way they're right. Okay, I'm not going to say AI is not going to steal your job, right? Because that's probably not going to be true in the
yeah,
future. We are going to lose jobs for sure, because in everything we do in life, we are going to lose jobs. If you are a taxi driver, you're probably going to start losing jobs because automatic cars are going to be driving the cars,
right.
right? That is reality, and we have to be able to be ready for that. So we need to upskill and work towards what are the new jobs that are out there. Where are we going with this, right? And how can I be on board and be one of the top people in that area, willing to play around with the new tech stacks, the new whatever AI, whatever, I don't know. In 2 years' time, you and me do not know what is coming. We can't
Yeah,
prepare for it. We do not know.
it's true. It's true. That's
So
quite true.
read all the blog posts, watch the videos, be aware of everything.
Yeah, I think be aware is more is very important, and also take time to process is going to
Hmm.
become very important, because there's so much of it is coming from all sides, right? That so many newsletters, so many blogs, so many videos, that it's very important to at times just pause and process what you've consumed and possibly do. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
I think we're good then, Debbie. Thank you so much. This was a very crisp but very powerful talk. You had great answers, and I hope my questions were not weird enough for you to, let's say, scratch your head
It's
a bit.
scary though, isn't it? It's a scary world we're living in, where everything's just moving so fast, but it's also very, very, very exciting. I'm super
I think so.
excited. And
Yeah,
I think in the testing world, I think testing has become exciting and people want to test apps, which before they didn't. So I'm really
correct,
excited.
correct, correct. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Debbie, and we'll see you soon. Yeah. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.